Howdy there, UCNC users. This will be a quick last update to ProbeIt. The last stuff I've been working on is a little bit the surface and grid probing, rolling in the old Probe Cloud plugin into this and getting it working again. So this will just be a quick demo of kind of what it's about and how it works. So I've got a part clamp down here. It's a little cast Spartan head. The first thing I've done is kind of set my probe tip over in the corner. I'm going to establish X0, Y0, set Z, touch that down, and establish Z0. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to manually jog around the part. And I'm going to create a manual perimeter by saving some points by jogging to locations, saving the points. So like I said, I'm just manually jogging around a bit using an Xbox controller. And what this is doing is it's going to create a bounding box. So there I've roughly gone around the part real coarsely. I'm going to save that off. Call this Spart test. And for now you'll have to, after you save the file, just manually load it up. And there's the rough perimeter I just captured. Now I'm going to do, there's three grids you can make. For the purpose of this, we'll show making an interior grid, because I'm interested in probing the object, so I'm going to go within the bounds. There's also an option here to do an exterior grid, which would fill in around it if I wanted to avoid something. And then you can just make a plain grid, which would just cover everything and not filter anything. So for now, as a demo, I've left it fairly coarse. It's 0.1 inch spacing in both X and Y. So you can imagine as you start reducing this, if you cut this value in half, every time you do that you get 4 times the number of points, so it can quickly increase up to the point where you've got 100,000 points you're going to record. So there it tells us it saved 836 points. Down here you've got X, Y, and Z feed rates. You can start it at any point within the grid. We're going to go back and start at 1 again here. Then you've got probe distance is how far it searches. A safe Z height is how high it retracts if it's running into stuff. And then what you've got is a nominal and a minimum Z retract. So this is kind of a modified bed and nails approach. You'll see when it starts running, it doesn't retract all the way up to safe Z. It'll hover as close to the part as it can. So now we've got a perimeter established. We filled it with a grid of points to record. We're going to tell it we want to record the data, update the plot with the hits, and record a log of the G-code moves just for troubleshooting. So we'll say start probing. And right now it tells you the name of the grid file it's opened up just as a troubleshooting. Tells you how many points are loaded. And now it's going to travel off to the first point, and it's just going to start kind of running through the grid. And so this will give you an idea pretty soon here as it gets to where it starts contacting the part of interest, how it will behave. So you can see, because we've got such a coarse grid here, that the next column over where it ran up, it's way up here, and now it's coming down, and you can see over here it'll only retract up to the safe Z height as necessary, otherwise it hovers real close to the part to keep the probing time down. And right now it looks like it's chugging along pretty slow. This computer, it really struggles running the webcam and the screen capture software all while running UCCNC, so it's got a little bit of a delay after every hit. So you can see in the output folder now it's recording a G-code log, the actual output file, which has all the XYZ coordinates for the point cloud that you can import into like MeshLab or other meshing software that can create a surface out of this data. And then we've got the perimeter and the grid files. So say you wanted to break this probing up over the course of a couple of days, as long as you've established a XY coordinate system and you've homed your machine, you can come back later, you can load the perimeter and the grid, and you can tell it you want to start at, say 394 as the point, and it'll start out there. So that in a nutshell is the surface routine. It's kind of the last thing I wanted to get working before I put ProbeIt out as a demo. So I won't bore you with watching it probe over this whole thing. I'll stop the video here, I'll let it run, and then I'll come back and show the final point cloud file and do an import into like MeshLab and show what you can do with that. So thanks for watching.